Hello everyone, sorry for the disconnection problems, but we should be able to be up and running here. We do have a couple of picks to discuss here with the fourth round still going on, so don't forget to stay tuned as we continue to go through this fourth round up here. So sorry for all the disconnection problems, but we should be able to go up and running here. So I think we left off on pick number 105, we just saw Josephson. So now we go to 106. Trevor Hoskins was the pick for the Calgary Flames. He's a center, 6'1", 172 pounds. Really good prospect there for the Flames. Played over in the OAJHL this past year, putting up 42 goals and 100 points in 52 games. So, excuse me. So, looked pretty good. So, that's a pretty good pickup there for the Calgary Flames. We then also saw, we then also saw the Philadelphia Flyers pick Heikki Ruhonen, who's a 6'1", 204-pound forward. He was playing over in the U20 team over in Liga, putting up 20 goals and 47 points in 37 games. Looked pretty good, so that's a pretty good pickup there for the Sabres. Then we saw, hold on a minute here, the Philadelphia Flyers take Kevin He, who's a left winger. He gets a 5'11", he's 5'11", 182 pounds, put up 31 goals and 53 points in 64 OHL games this past year, so looks like a pretty good prospect there for the Winnipeg Jets. So that's pretty good. We also saw the, hold on a minute here, we also saw the Boston Bruins get left shot defenseman Elliot Grunwald. Grunwald, who's a, hold on a minute here, 6'2", 200-pound left shot defenseman, gets who's played in the USAHL, put up 5 goals, 16 points, 57 games, and 57 USHL games, so look pretty good. I think he should be a continually a solid, pretty good player there for the Boston Bruins, so it's a pretty good pickup there for the Bruins. Going over to pick number 111 now is the next one up. We shall see who has who picks at 111. The Penguins have picked Chase Pitiala at 111. We shall get to him in a second. The Ottawa Senators have taken left winger Javon Moore, who's a left winger, 6'3", 190 pounds. He gets a he played over in the USHS system this past year, putting up 26 goals and 53 points in 20 games. Looks like eventually could be a solid player there for the Senators, so it's a pretty good pickup there, getting him. Getting more. We should be able to get St. Louis in the not-too-distant future, and we'll get Patela's update in the not-too-distant future, so stay tuned for that. On top of that, we also have a couple of other things talking about right now. Once again, sorry for the choppy feed, but we're just going to try and finish up here. So interesting stuff so far happening over the past little while. We'll see what else happens here. Going over to see some other picks. Let's just double check here if there's anything else. Let's see, St. Louis. St. Louis and Washington made their 2 picks, so we're past the halfway point of the fourth round. Thomas Mercick, who's a center prospect, 5'11", 170 pounds. He's going to go to St. Louis, 23 goals and 62 points in 63 games over in the WHL, so he looks pretty good. So it's a pretty good pickup there for the That's a pretty good pickup there for the St. Louis Blues. Then we had Washington take Nicholas Kempf, who's a goaltender prospect, 6'2", 190 pounds. Looks like a pretty good player, playing the National Team Development Program, playing up 2.99 GAA and .897 save percentage in 37 games. Looked pretty good, so that's a pretty good pickup there for the Washington Capitals to take goaltender at 114. So we're over halfway past the first round. I do wonder if we'll see some more trades or things over the next little while, so don't forget to stay tuned. Like I said, we'll have our videos over the next little while. Like we said, hopefully have some more later today. We'll have our live draft free agency video over the next little while, so hopefully that's a little bit better. We'll see what happens there. Let's see if there's been any updates on any trades. Let's see, hold on a minute. There have been a couple of trades, so let's see. Okay, so 3 trades have happened. So the Flyers acquired the 107th overall pick from the Flames in exchange for picks 150 and 177, so the Flames get 5th and a 6th for 4th. The Flyers got pick 109 from the Sabres. Sabres got picks 123 and 219, so that's a pretty good pickup there. And then the Bruins were able to get a 2024 4th rounder, which was 110, and Vinny Lettieri from the Minnesota Wild in exchange for Jacob Lauko and pick number 122. So the Wild drop down 12 spots and get Lauko, and the Bruins jump up to 12 spots and get Lettieri. So it's a pretty decent move there for the Bruins and the Wild, being able to get some decent picks there. So interesting stuff there from the Bruins and Wild to make a decent swap. Going over back to the draft picks, let's see, there has been a couple more picks. Let's see, hold on a minute here, if he's stats are there. Let's see. Hold on a minute here. Let's see, Pittsburgh. No, not yet. But we do have a couple more picks. The Islanders have picked Dmitry Gamzin. Once I get the stats, I'll have him up there. I'll tell you guys about him. Christian Kirsch goes 16 overall to San Jose, 6'2", 174-pound goaltender. He has played over in the U20 team over in the Swiss League, put up 2.31 GAA in 30 games. Look pretty good. I think he should be a solid goaltending prospect, eventually a solid backup 1B goaltender, so it's a pretty good pickup there for the San Jose Sharks. Let's see, at this point no other ones and still no updates on the other guys, so we shall see what else happens, but some interesting stuff there from over the past little while. Hopefully we get through this in the next couple of minutes and we are able to finish this up. So hopefully we are able to get through. Ottawa does have their pick, and we'll get to a couple of the other guys' updates. Ottawa takes Blake Montgomery, left winger, with the 117th overall pick, 6'3", 181 pounds. He played over in the USHL this past year, putting up 22 goals, 43 points, 58 games. Looked pretty good, so that's a pretty good pickup there for the Senators at number 117. We also have a couple of updates here on Gamzin. Dmitry Gamzin, who was taken by the Islanders, is a goaltender. He was picked 115th overall, 6'3", 174 pounds. Looks pretty good. I think eventually could be a solid player there. He played in the VHL this past year, playing in 23 games, putting up 2.42 GAA and 922 save percentage. So looked pretty good. I think he should be a solid player there for the Islanders. So they're able to get him. Hold on a minute here. Let's see if Piatla's stats are available. Not yet. Okay, so we should be able to have him in the not-too-distant future. But still, some interesting stuff. Oh, we do have his stats. Okay, so right shot defenseman Chase Pilata goes 111th overall to Pittsburgh. He's a 6'1", 185-pound player. Played in the NCAA this past year, putting up 3 goals and 22 points in 40 games. Looks like a pretty good prospect. Could be eventually a solid third pair defenseman. So pretty good pickup there for the Penguins. We then also saw the Tampa Bay Lightning get Jan Golik. Golik, who's a 118th overall pick, gets 6'5", 188 pounds. Played in the QMJHL this past year, putting up 3 goals and 29 points in 65 games, so looks pretty good. And I think eventually could be a solid player there for the Tampa Bay Lightning, so it's a pretty good pickup there for Tampa. Going over to the next pick, let's see if it's been announced yet. Hold on a minute here. No, so next is Nashville, then Toronto, and then Colorado. Those are next 3 picks on this draft floor, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. The Preds are on the block right now. Going over to see any sort of rumors that are happening right now from over the past little while. Let's see, like we said, the Lauko Lettieri deal. Yeah, we talked about that. Let's see. It doesn't look like there's much on the rumor front at this point in time. So interesting to note there. Yeah, not exactly sure what else they can do. Let's just look at some of the insiders, see what they're saying right now. Let's look at some things. Let's see. Yeah, not anything over there. Let's see over here. Yeah, nothing over there too. So interesting to note there. Elliot Friedman, is he saying anything right now? No, there's been no official rumors over the past little while. So it seems like the rumors have sort of died down a little bit. So we probably will find out in the next little bit what happens. Let me know down in the chat below what you think about all these trades that have happened today. Love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this. We're still waiting on what happens with the last few picks of the 4th round. And then, like I said, at that point I'll bounce. So let's see. Still waiting on the Predators' 119th overall pick. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But still, some interesting moves have happened from the past couple of days. Earlier today, lots of interesting moves, lots of rumors. I expect some more trades to happen over the next couple of days. So don't forget to stay tuned on our channel. We'll be trying to bring you the latest as best as we can. So don't forget to stay tuned for that. So we should be able to have the 4th round finish up in the very not too distant future. We have pick 119 we're waiting on right now. Still waiting on it. So got a couple of minutes here to kill. Like we said, we've had a couple of decent draft pick swaps. Let's see how many trades we've had in total today. So let's see. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 trades already today. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold on a minute here, 7 of them included players. So we've had 16 trades today, 7 involved players, all look pretty good. So some interesting stuff from over the past couple of days, and some interesting stuff from earlier today, so interesting to note. Let's go over and see if there's any updates when it comes to the draft. The Predators are still waiting. I wonder if they're potentially making a trade of some sort, so I could see that be a potentiality there. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But still, some interesting updates from our past couple of days to see all of these guys be picking. So interesting stuff there. I do wonder if we could see some more interesting trades later today or anything like that. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Let's see, any updates? Nope, not at this point in time. So interesting to see there. So hopefully we will be able to finish up this video in the not too distant future. Definitely hit like if you haven't already, and leave a chat down in the comment section below discussing all that was discussed in today's video. Love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this. So interesting stuff there. Let's see. Okay. Wonder if we could maybe get a trade here for Nashville. I think it's a possibility. Still no pick on what happens with Nashville at this point in time. So some interesting stuff there. So I do wonder what we could also see. A couple of potential rumors that there was some talk a little while ago that Tampa might have an interest in Gensel. So instead of keeping Stamkos, I do wonder if they maybe go after a guy like Jake Gensel. Some other people are maybe reporting, not sure if this is official or not yet, or if this has any legs to it, but some people are saying that Trouba might be a good fit for Detroit, so that we could see that. Some people are also saying the Wild could get McGrarty, so that could be an interesting one. Some people are also saying Penguins in Seattle could go after Laine. Also, some people are saying that Ehlers could be another guy who's moved today. So we could get some interesting updates over the next little while to see some potential trades over the next couple of minutes. So we'll have to wait and see on what happens there. But let's just quickly double check and see if we have any updates on the draft. There has been a trade, that's why it was taking so long. The Predators moved the 119th overall pick to the Rangers in exchange for pick 127 and a 7th rounder in 2026. So it's a decent swap there. The Predators moved down 8 spots to get a 7th round pick. It's a pretty good swap there. Rangers obviously seem like they want to have someone that they view really highly, so they trade up. So that's a pretty good pickup there for the Rangers. Interesting prospect swap, interesting swap of draft picks, and it'll be interesting to see what else happens there, but some interesting stuff there. Like we said, we're almost done with this draft. Like I said, after the 4th round, I'll be putting it off. So definitely interesting stuff over the past little while. And we're probably going to have some interesting stuff as the day goes on. So interesting stuff there. Raul Bollard goes as a center prospect, number in the 4th round, 119th overall. He's 6'1", 184 pounds. QMJHL player, put up 22 goals and 62 points in 68 games. Look, eventually could be a solid middle 6 center there for the New York Rangers. So it's a pretty good pickup there for the Rangers, taking him at 119 overall. 120th overall, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs next. So we'll have to wait and see on who they pick, as well as the Colorado Avalanche. So we've got some interesting stuff there. Let me hold on for a second here while I continue to try and restart this. Let's see exactly how everything goes. The Leafs and the Avalanche have made their picks. The Leafs have taken Victor Johansson, who's a defenseman, and the Avalanche have taken Jake Fisher, who's a forward. So picks 120 and 121 are off the board. So interesting stuff there. Let's see what the stats look like for those two players. Let's see. We'll get to Victor Johansson in a second. Jake Fisher's next. He's a center prospect, 6'2", 292 pounds, playing over in the USHL's past year, putting up 23 goals and 47 points in 51 games. Looks like a very fantastic prospect there for the Avalanche, so pretty good pickup there for the Colorado Avalanche to take him. We should get some stats on Victor Johansson in a second here. Minnesota's on the board with the pick that they took from the Minnesota's on the board with the pick now that they took from the Bruins in the Vinny Lettieri deal, so I do wonder what they do with it. And they take Aaron Kiviharju. He's finally gone. Someone who was expected to go top 10, top 15, winds up going at 122nd overall to Minnesota. So that's a pretty good steal, in my opinion, for the Wild to get Kiviharju finally off the board. So that's pretty good. We'll get his stats in a couple of minutes here, but still some interesting stuff from over the past couple of hours to see all these guys wind up going places. We're now just over 2 hours into the draft, and we're almost finished the 3rd round of today, so interesting stuff there. Hold on a minute here. So we're waiting on the Buffalo Sabres next. They have pick number 123, so it'll be interesting to see who they go after here. We only have, I think it's like 6 or 7 picks left in this draft, and then we're going to be in the 6 or 7 picks left in the 4th round, and then I'm going to be calling it quits. So definitely don't forget to stay tuned for all the videos that will be coming later on. So don't forget to stay tuned for that. Aaron Kiviharu goes as a left shot defenseman to the Minnesota Wild. He's 5'9", 170 pounds, so he is definitely on the smaller side, but he's a really good puck moving defenseman. Put up a goal and 2 points in 7 Liga games this past year, so looks like a pretty good player. And I think he should be a solid player there for the Minnesota Wild. So pretty good pickup there for Minnesota. Buffalo just made their selection. They take Simon Pierre Brunette. That's a pretty good pickup there for the Sabres. He's a defenseman. Hold on a minute here. He's a right shot D. He's a pretty good prospect. 6'2", 196 pounds. In the QMJHL this year, put up 4 goals and 14 points in 52 games. Looked pretty good. So that's a pretty good pickup there for the Sabres to get a solid defenseman. I think they could definitely use some more defensive help. So pretty good pickup there for the Buffalo Sabres to get Simon Pierre Burnett. We now only have, hold on a sec here. Let me just double check here. 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6 picks left in this draft. Carolina's on the clock right now. 6 picks left in the 4th round. That's when I'm going to call it. So definitely let you guys thoughts on all what has happened here today with the Sergachev deals and the Marino deal and things like that. The Carolina Hurricanes have made their pick. They're taking Alexander Siratsky. Seems like a pretty good prospect. He's a fenceman. So that's a pretty good, interesting pickup there for the Carolina Hurricanes. So they're able to get him. We should get the updates on Victor Johansson's stats in the not-too-distant future too, so don't forget to stay tuned for that. So stay tuned for that. We're going to have some interesting updates over the next little while, so could see some interesting stuff. Canucks are on the clock now after Siratsky goes to Carolina, and the Canucks have taken Riley Patterson. It's a pretty good pickup there for the Canucks to get Patterson. We should be able to get updates on these guys. We will get stats on Siratsky in a second. Riley Patterson's a center, 6 feet, 192 pounds. Pretty good prospect there for the Canucks. He goes at 125 overall, 29 goals, 62 points, 68 games played over in the OHL. Look pretty good. So it's a pretty good pickup there for the Canucks to get Patterson. Let's see what else is happening over the past little while. Let's see. Riley Patterson's a center, so that's pretty good. So Siratsky still has to wait for a couple minutes. Let's see. Hold on a minute here, guys. Let's see. Hold on a minute, guys. The Detroit Red Wings take Landon Miller with the 126 overall pick. So that's interesting to note there. We still don't have any sort of updates on Johansson's stats, so we should hopefully have that in the not-too-distant future. Goaltender Landon Miller goes to Detroit. He's 6'4", 193 pounds with a little bit of a bigger body. He played in 30 games over in the OHL, picking up a 2.79 GAA and 889 save percentage. So Miller looks pretty good, and I think eventually could be a solid prospect there for the Detroit Red Wings. So that's a pretty good pickup there for Detroit. Nationals next on the clock at 127. The Nashville Predators have taken Victor Noriganer at number 127 overall, so that's pretty good for the Predators. Taking Noringer at 127 overall, it's pretty good. We'll get stats on him plus the other two guys in a couple of seconds. Oh, we do have updates on Victor Johansson. Johansson, who's a left shot defenseman, 6'1", 143 pounds. He played in the junior 20 team this past year with Sweden, putting up 2 goals and 8 points in 34 games. Looks like a pretty good prospect, and I think eventually could be a solid player there for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So pretty good pickup there for Toronto. Let's see if we have any more updates. We should have the stats on Victor Noringer in the next couple of minutes. We're down to the last 2 picks of the 4th round. So Noringer is a solid left winger. Siratsky, who I still don't think we have updates on. No, we do. Defenseman Siratsky, who's a 6'2", 160-pound defenseman, is played over in the NHL this past year, putting up 5 goals, 19 points, 36 games. Looks pretty good. I think he should be a solid player there for the Carolina Hurricanes on the defensive end. So pretty good pickup there. Now we're just waiting on who the Bolts pick, plus some stats on Noringer. So interesting stuff over the next couple of picks. We're down to the last 2 picks of this year's draft. So we have Tampa, and then we have Florida. So interesting stuff there. So I do wonder if we do see some interesting updates here over the next couple of little while. There was a shot of Tampa having a phone call of some sort, so I do wonder if this is maybe a trade for Tampa, so it'll be interesting to see, but that's a pretty good pickup there for the Predators to get Noringer, so interesting stuff there. Let's see for Tampa who they take. Noringer, let's see if his draft stuff is updated. Nope, not at this point in time. So we shall see what Noringer's stats are. The Tampa Bay Lightning have taken Hagen Burrows with the 128th overall pick in this year's draft. He's the right winger, 6'2", 174 pounds. Pretty good pickup there for the Bolts. USHL player putting up 9 goals and 22 points in 25 games. So that's a pretty good pickup there for Tampa to get Burrows. And we're down to our last pick of the fourth round in Florida Panthers. So we'll see what the Panthers take at number 129. But that's a pretty good pickup there for Tampa to get Burrows. And I do hope that that's a pretty good pickup there for Tampa. And we're about to get our last player on the board. So interesting stuff there. We're up to fifth. Let's go into a commercial break, so we'll probably just figure out what the last pick is and we'll report on it and then we'll close it out. So interesting stuff so far today. We've had a lot of interesting updates. Florida is the last, and Florida's pick is in. Florida's taking Simon Thether, center prospect, 129th overall, 6'3", 386 pounds. Looks like eventually could be a solid player, playing the SHL's past year, putting up 4 assists in 42 games. Looks like a pretty good player, could be a solid third, fourth line player. So it's a pretty good pickup there, but that's what I'm going to call it. We've just went through the entire picks, rounds 2 through 4. So interesting stuff there. So that's all I'm going to talk about for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this. Plus, what do you think of my live stream? Leave a comment or a like down in the comment section below. Leave a like to the video. Love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Plus, what do you think about all the moves that we saw today? Sergachev to Utah, Marino to Utah, Janot to LA, Malenstein to Buffalo, Hayes to Pittsburgh, Thompson to Washington, the Leteri Lauco swap, and all the pick-for-pick swaps. Definitely love to hear your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. And don't forget to stay tuned. We're going to have videos later today, hopefully, or potentially at some point tomorrow. We're going to have videos over the next little while. We're going to have a live video, hopefully. It'll stream a little bit better on Monday morning at 9:30 or 10ish. I'm not exactly sure, but somewhere around there. So I'll definitely be there for that. So don't forget to stay tuned for that. I really appreciate all of you guys for tuning in to this live video, and I count to you guys all for the next couple of videos. See you guys soon.